Hey everyone, welcome back to an episode of Create with Linda. So guys, welcome. Now, this is the start of a new series that I'm doing. Okay, this is something that I've been talking about kind of in a roundabout way for a couple of months now, before the holidays. And I just said, let me wait before, until after the holidays, because my mind was so boggled with everything with the holidays and this and that, and the wedding and all that. So I waited. But the thing that I want to do is I struggle with, if you're new here, fairly new, I've struggled with depression and anxiety and panic disorder all my life. I can remember being a teenager and my mother and me, I can remember the feeling right now of that depression and panic. And my mother would be like, I would go to my mom and she would take me to the crisis center. I was a teenager. And I would get, some therapy and help there. And then for a little while, then it would go away and then it would come back. And for just for years, I've suffered. Okay, so I'm on a very, very, I was on a very high, hi Goopy, very high dosage of Prozac, and then I lowered it a little bit because I felt like I was getting a little bit of some side effects that I attributed to that because he had raised it because I felt like I needed something more for anxiety. Anyway. For after years of not being on therapy, not being on medication, I refused. I didn't want to go on it. I didn't want to do any of that. I finally succumbed to it through therapy and, trusting my psychologist, who then referred me to a psychiatrist, who I got the medicine. Anyway, guys, the medicine has changed my life. Just so you know, the medicine changed my life. It literally, once I got on the right medicine, it took me to a place that the light was there again. And so that's been for like the last, I would say 7, 8 years probably, that I've really been in a better place. But one thing about depression and anxiety is that it doesn't go away. Even with all the medication you're on, and all of that, it really doesn't go away. It's always there, kind of in the back of your brain, on the back burner, because it's almost like a cloud that lays over your head that just creeps up every once in a while, even through the medication. So now, if you have depression and anxiety, you know that that's nothing for you. That's nothing new. I'm telling you. You know that, but for the people who don't know that, it's really, really difficult because they don't understand where you're coming from. If they don't have that dread feeling, sick feeling in their gut, they just think that you can flick a switch, like just turn it off. Just get out of the bed. Just, take the covers off your head. Just go do what you have to do. No, it's not that easy. It's not that easy, and you can't relate, and you don't know. So it's very frustrating when your loved ones or your friends and your family and people that just can't relate to it, they don't understand. So it's very important to have a sort of kind of friend community or even a stranger community that you can converse with that actually knows how you feel about how you feel. It's very, very important. And mental health today, with all the stresses of life and finances and and this pandemic and just one thing after the next, the country, the money, the this, the that. It's just really, really rough. It's rougher than it's ever been. And, I'm just here to tell you that, and I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to, push medication on anybody. I will not do that. But I'm just here, and I'm no doctor. Let me say before I even say another word, I'm not a doctor. I don't have a degree. The only thing that I have, guys, is life experience. Life with therapy, life with depression, life with anxiety. So that's all I have is life experience. So what I tell you or speak to you about or advise, I'm not advising you. I'm just giving you the advice that has worked for me or has not worked for me. So nothing that I say has to be you have to do or anything like that, or don't do until you feel comfortable with it. Nothing is even nothing is chemical. I'm not telling you to take anything or anything like that. I'm just gonna give you the tools that I use. What, buddy? The tools that I use to get me through, that I've learned through years of therapy and years of work on myself and years of everything that have helped me. And that's what I wanted to do. And that's why I decided to do this, was because one day I was sitting there and I'm like, you know what? I went to therapy and I learned tools to self-talk myself down from anxieties and worries that I have tortured myself about. I learned tools from the therapist. And a couple of months ago, probably like 6 months ago, when I was in the whole chaos of Julie's wedding and planning her shower and, worrying about the finances of it and this and that and just so much to worry about, I called my therapist because I'm at the point now with her where I go when I really need her. I haven't gone like on a regular basis for a long time, but if I ever do need to, and when I do need to, I will go once a week to her. But anyway, so I went to her because I was struggling. I was struggling with anxiety and just I couldn't sleep and couldn't eat, and I was just really, really in a rough place. So I went to her and she said to me, Linda, are you using the tools that I gave you years ago, a while ago? And I said, you know what? No. And that's the whole thing. I got away from all those tools and I couldn't find them again. And so I went to her a couple of times and she reiterated all that stuff to me. And we went over all that stuff again. And then I started applying that again because if I can tell you guys, I had it so bad, anxiety, that I would stay up at night. I would sleep. I would go to bed. I would lay there for a long time, and be tortured in my own brain and self-talk myself to that I could have jumped off the bridge. Like literally, you could really do that to yourself. And she taught me the tools not to do that and how to get away from that. And it was work. It's work, guys. You have to just, everything is self-talk. You talk yourself I could talk myself into oblivion, into a major depression, catastrophe. The world is ending. It's over. Or I could turn it around and talk myself down and talk myself into peace and it's work. It's work, guys. I'm not going to say it's not work, but it's worth it. It's worth it. And it's only work as far as what you tell yourself. I would lay in bed and be like, oh my God, what about this? And oh my God, I'm thinking about this. And oh my God, what about next week and tomorrow? And what if I don't have the money for this in 2 weeks? Or what if something happens like with Jen or all this stuff, guys. But it's just what you tell yourself, and you have to train your brain to tell yourself positive, different things. Is it perfect? No. But it's work, that you'll be happy that you did. And it's not even hard work. It really isn't. It's because once you get it in your head and you start changing your mindset, it becomes kind of like a natural thing. But you have to work on it every once in a while because it does fade away, and mine faded away, and I got it back. And am I 100% yet? No, I'm not 100%, but I would say I'm like 95% back as of seeing the light, the light. And stress and anxiety and pressure and worry and all that does that to you, but you can turn it around. I'm here to tell you, to give you hope that you can turn it around, because let me tell you something, guys. I could not get out of my bed when I was raising my kids my husband would be like, Linda, what, he would do anything he could possibly do to get me from under the covers. There was nothing he could do. It was a torturous life, and it was just dreadful. The only way I could describe it to anybody that they could understand a little, that doesn't go through this, is it's a dread. It's a sense of dread. I would dread getting up in the morning. I would do it. I would function because I had to get my kids off to school. I had to take care of my kids. But when my kids walked out the door, where was I? Most of the time on the couch, guys. I'd have spurts of energy. I had spurts of, oh, I'm okay. But I would always go back to laying on the couch and just being depressed and just struggling and struggling and struggling. It was like dread. I dreaded waking up. I dreaded taking a shower. I dreaded taking care of myself. I dreaded everything. And when I had to work, I dreaded working when I had to work because of finances or something. And that was a whole different scenario. But let me tell you something. When I finally found my peace, my way, it was like literally, I'm not even kidding. Like that's like an analogy, but that was a true analogy. Like when people say, I want to see the light and, at the end of the tunnel, I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I literally saw the light finally. And I was like euphoric because I felt like a different person. It just one day clicked and I felt so much better. I felt alive again, guys. And it was all because everything came together. The therapy, the medication. Maybe you don't believe in medication. I didn't for years. Like I told you, my therapist, she would say to me, every single therapy that I'd go to, she'd say, Linda, have you thought about therapy? Have you thought about medicine? Have you thought about it? Maybe, it'll help you. I promise you, it will help you. And I was afraid. I refused for like years and years and years. When I finally gave into it and I got the right regimen, because it takes a little while for them to figure out what's good for you, what's not good for you, It takes a little while. It's trial and error, and you have to be willing to be patient. But guys, it's the light. I'm telling you, okay? So that's all I'm going to say about that medication. That's all I'm going to say about that. But, so what I'm doing, guys, is because I know that, like, since doing YouTube and, and changing my life in so many different ways as far as that goes, and losing 135 pounds and feeling like a new person because I can literally tie my shoes again and all of that, I just feel good. I feel really good, and YouTube has given me the avenue and the whereabouts to do what I love to do as far as create and all that. And I found a community that I absolutely love to speak to and love to converse with. And so I'm in a place in my life now where nothing is perfect. We have a lot of issues, finance issues and just emotional issues with changing of our lives. Jenny going to a group home, after raising her till she was 34 years old. Just, lots of problems, guys. Nobody is what's the word? I'm not, I don't have a perfect life, regardless of how good I feel and how good my life is. I don't have a perfect life. I have issues that I have to fight with every day and still struggle with every day in here, so, but it's a work in progress. You're always a work in progress. You're never cured. And that in my opinion, this is just my opinion. Remember, my opinion. I don't think you could ever be cured, but you can manage it. It's manageable. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys, just to get clear, is that it's manageable. So when I found this avenue, and all of a sudden I decided, he's playing with his toy, of, doing these positive quotes and all of that. And I started feeling more positive. And then I wanted to help people. I wanted to help other people feel more positive and talk about, what's helped me. And it's really, helped me and really made me feel better. And I want other people to feel that way and have that light in their life. So this is why I'm doing this. I really, really want to help people. Really love, it makes me feel good, and I love it. So I decided to do I'm going to keep it on this channel on Create with Linda, because I'm still creating in different things. But I'm going to do a separate video. Hey, what are you doing? Stop it. I'm going to do a separate video of this particular thing that I'm doing. And what it's going to be called is Creating Your Own Sanctuary. And what it is tools for a positive mental outlook journey. Guys, that's what it's going to be. So that's what it's called, Creating Your Own Sanctuary. And what I want to do is, he's really interrupting me. I want to create this little community, this video that I want to do, this video segments that I want to do, because I want to give people the tools that I like I said. And I was going to call it the toolbox, because I felt like the toolbox, it's a toolbox that you can go physically, like a box of tools that you can, paper tools that you can look at and say, oh, you get up in the morning and you're like, I don't feel that great today, but I decided to not use the whole toolbox theme. I'm going to use the toolbox wording in it, but it's going to be more like creating your own sanctuary of mental tools that you can use. I'm looking at the paper because I have notes. Looking at the tools that you can go to and use every day that you get up. If you're a person that takes medication on a regular basis for depression, anxiety, if you're a person who takes medication for just anxiety or whatever, and you struggle with functioning just from what's going on in your life, situational things, these are tools that I feel that help me. Can't guarantee they're going to help you. I'm not going to sit here and say, Amanda, that's going to help you. It helped me. Maybe it won't help you. Maybe it will help you. So, but I'm just going to put it out there and give you guys some extra tools. So maybe it will help you. And you could have a little bit of more light in your life. You could see the light at the end of the tunnel. So, but with saying that, you guys know that I've been doing the quotes. I've been talking about my depression. If you're very new here, then you don't really know too much unless you go back and look at my videos. How I've suffered with depression and anxiety and all of that. I've been very honest with you guys. I talk about it constantly. I've cried on here. I've done all of it. So I'm not shy to talk about it. I'm not embarrassed to talk about it. It's nothing to be ashamed of, guys. It's a chemical thing. It's chemical, it's situational, but it comes down to being a chemical thing in your brain. It's like a disease. And it could, just like if you're sick with a cold, if you have a sore throat, you go to the doctor. If you have some anxiousness in your brain, go to the doctor. Go to the psychiatrist. Talk. Guys, let me tell you something before I even say one more thing. For me, and I'm not going to say it would be for you, because I can't guarantee that. For me, going to therapy was life-changing. And that's because, I'll tell you why. Because I found a therapist that I had this kind of, we clicked. It doesn't happen right away. You might have to go to 3 therapists before you say, oh, this is the one I click with. Or it might be the first one. This is my second therapist that I've had in my lifetime that I have clicked with. The first one I clicked with, immediately, she was a godsend. She saved my life, and I'm not even kidding. I moved to Florida. We came back 7 years later. I found I was in depression again. I never got therapy in Florida. It was a whole big thing. It was torture. We came back to New York from Florida. I was back to my old self here, just not feeling myself. Anyway, found another therapist, Alice, who is my therapist, and we just clicked, and she saved my life again. Saved my life again. Saved it. Then I got medicine, and then here I am. But don't count out therapy. I walk in there, and I could be feeling the weight on my shoulders, and I walk in there, and it's when I walk out of there, it's like, again. That's whole singing thing, because it is the most liberating for me, thing to go in there and speak and be able to speak and trust her and talk about anything and know that everything you say in there won't be repeated to anybody but you, but that's it. You and her have this rapport, and she gets you. He or she gets you, and they're she validates, and she doesn't validate just because you want to be validated. She tells you the truth. She said to me so many times, Linda, this, that, the other thing, or Linda, I'll say, why? Like, why do I do this to myself? What? And she gives you the tools, and she'll tell you the truth. And that's what you need, the truth. But the truth, she gives you the truth, the way that you need to have the truth to be able to work through that truth. Not avoid it, work through it. And that's how you heal. That's how you heal yourself, guys, and that's how you get better. So if you ever was, again, if you never wanted to try therapy, if you're so against it, open up your mind just a little bit. Open up your mind. Try it. Maybe it will help you guys. And I'm not going to pressure anybody. I'm not going to sit here and beg you guys to go to therapy. I'm just telling you that's another tool that I use to help me. That maybe it will help you. Doesn't guarantee anything. That's what I'm going to say right there. But, so, this is what I'm starting, okay? I'm going to do this once a week. Again, I'm not going to set a day. It's not going to be on a Monday. It's not going to be on a Tuesday. It could be on a Wednesday. It could be on a Friday. Every week will be different. This week, I'm coming on for the first time on a Tuesday to open up my my community with this, with creating your own sanctuary, with tools for a positive mental health journey. Okay, but and next week, I'm not sure. This week, this is like an introduction. So I might come on the end of this week or another day this week with my first session. This is just the introduction. So this week I might. If I don't, then I will definitely have my first session next week. But like I said, guys, I don't have a set date, and that's because I've told you guys before. If you're new here too, I've told you guys before, because of my anxiety, my depression, and all of that, I cannot set a regimen date. It's just difficult for me. I struggle with it. Sometimes I could do it, but I don't like to say I'm going to do it on a Wednesday, because then if Wednesday comes, and in my world, minute by minute, hour by hour, my personality changes a little bit, and that's just the God's honest truth. I could feel 100% good and feel like I'm on top of the world at 2:00, and then by 3:30, I'm like, ugh, I just want to lay on the couch. So I don't plan too far ahead, and that's why I do lives just in an instant. That's why I kind of don't set myself up for for times, but I really did accomplish something this winter with Vlogmas. I did an everyday Vlogmas. I think I missed 2 because I was tired or something like that. It might have been one mental. I needed a mental, vacation, a mental break or whatever. which was fine. But guys, I was so proud of myself, and I really pushed through, and I did it. And that's what I'm saying. I'm working through things, and it really feels good when you're able to be mentally stable. It really is. And don't feel bad about yourself, like I said, because it is not your fault. It is not your fault. You are not responsible for it. You can help yourself, but it is rough to help yourself when you're in a deep depression. So you have to take little steps, because I know people say, like, if I can't get off the couch, how can I go to the therapist? If I can't function, how can I do better? But you have to take little steps for it, because little steps turn into big steps. And once you feel a little bit better, then you could do the stuff. I'm going to give you the tools that helped me move forward with pushing through what you have to push through to be able to function at a level that you want to be, a functioning, living, happy person, and enjoy life, guys. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to give you tools. If you want to use them, use them. If you don't want to use them, don't use them. If you just want to watch and watch and watch and watch, and you don't have to do anything. I'm going to suggest certain things, but you don't have to do anything. You don't have to write one thing down if you don't want to. But if you want to, it's going to help you. Not going to help you. I'm not going to say 100% it's going to help you. It might help you. And you know what, guys? Will you know if you don't try it? No. You won't know unless you try it. If you try it and it helps you, then what are you going to do? You're going to do what? You're going to sing. If it doesn't help you, then you'll move on to the next thing, or you won't, and you'll just listen. And then maybe one day you'll say, you know what? Maybe I will try that. Maybe I will try that tool. Maybe that will help me. Maybe it won't. But maybe I feel good enough to try today. Baby steps, guys. Baby steps leads to bigger steps, okay? And as you can see, I'm very excited. I'm very passionate about this. I have struggled with depression all my life, anxiety. Anxiety is the worst. And if you have depression, that makes it even worse, because you can't get off the couch. When I say get off the couch, literally I mean get off the couch. I'm going to tell you what my routine used to be. Not today, but I'm going to tell you what my routine used to be. And just give me 1 second, because I need to write this down, because I'm writing everything down now, because I don't remember. I really won't. I'll forget. And I want it. And these things are really important to me. I need to write these things down, because I need to explain to you certain things, because then you'll understand why these things work. Just 1 second. My depression routine. Explain my depression routine. And how it changed. Yes. Okay. So I want to make sure I jot that down, because this way I'll remember when I'm starting the sessions. My daughter Julie got me this for my birthday. Woo! Crazy creative Linda. Literally. She got me this book for my birthday. It's this big journal book, okay? I love it. And I said, oh my God, I love this. I'm going to do something special with this. And when I was thinking about this, I'm like, oh my God, that book is perfect. So pretty, right? So this is what I'm doing with this. This is my book of tools, and my book for my sanctuary, creating our creating your own sanctuary. And I'm using the creating word because I'm creating a sanctuary. I created a sanctuary for myself. And I want to create a sanctuary that you could go to for your own self-well-being, guys. For your own self-well-being. Wait one second. Creating. I gotta write that down. I hope I remember by the time I get to this paper. Creating. Okay, wait. Where is it? Where is it? Creating. What did I say? Oh no, see, I forgot. Creating. Oh, creating your own sanctuary. How do I spell sanctuary again? Because I forgot. Okay. C-to-U. Okay. Creating your own sanctuary that you can go to. That creating sanctuary of tools. There we go. That you can go to help you with your mental well-being. Love that, guys. Love it, love it, love it. So I'm very, very excited. I'm very, very excited. Very, very excited. I said that 3 times. Guys, I'm thrilled. I'm so excited about this. I want to help you guys so much because I know how much it means to have a healthy mind and for you to be okay when you're not okay. That's what I want to. I always wanted to be okay regardless of what was happening around me, and I never felt okay. I always felt like how my husband felt was how I felt, or my friend, I always put everybody else's issues and problems and just worries on myself. And I still do that. I still care about my family. My husband's worried about something, I worry about it, but I want to be okay regardless of what's happening around me. I don't want my world to fall apart, and that's how it used to be. If I had an issue, I would fall apart. My world would be like, I felt like my world was over. And I don't want that anymore. I don't want you to feel that way. I want you to feel that the world is not going to end if if the worst thing happens to you. And I've learned that what's the worst that can happen? That's what Alice would say to me. She would say, what's the worst that can happen? Think in your head. Because you can make yourself think, like, just for instance, I'll give you one example before I leave and we start the real sessions. I'll give you one example. If you're worrying about, okay, let's say you have a bill due, you're late on that bill, and because these are scenarios that I had. These are scenarios that I had that would keep me up at night. So I'm just going to jot this down again. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I have to interrupt and keep doing this, but this is very, very important. Scenarios, I have no idea how to spell it. I'm just going to guess. Scenarios of worries that were irrational. Change the scenario. And Alice would tell me, Linda, what's the worst that can happen? If you don't pay your electric bill, literally, if you don't pay your electric bill and they come and shut your electric off, okay, what's the worst that can happen? Okay, so you don't have electric. Do you have candles? Do you still have food in your refrigerator that will be okay for a while? Do you this? Can you do this? Maybe, is there a church you can go to that can help you? Do you have a family member that can help you? Can you work out a payment plan? Can you, what are the worst things? You're not going to die. You're not going to die. And that's what self-talk does to you. You can talk yourself into a into oblivion with torture and with scenarios that will make you crazy. It's all about changing your way of thinking. Is it easy? No. Can you do it? Yes. I'm here to tell you guys. And I'm so excited for this because I literally have been on the other side. And am I on the other side sometimes still? 100% honest with you, I'm going to be. Yes. There are days, I'm not going to say days, I'm going to say there are moments in my days where I am like, what is the sense of living for 5 minutes? And you could call it bipolar. It's not bipolar. I'm not bipolar because they had tested me for that, or however they do it, mentally, whatever. And I'm not bipolar, but it's just I have like a mood disorder. So my mood switches. Like, and my husband's like, I'm nervous because I don't know what your mood's going to be in 2 hours from now. And it's the truth. It's very difficult. And that's what I'm going to talk about too. Oh boy, let me write this down. I'm going to talk about too is your family. Your family. It's very hard for family members because they live in your world. And your world can be very chaotic. Family members' lives are affected by your chaos in your mind. And it's the truth. No matter what they want to do, they can't help you, And so you have to get these tools in your head to learn, and I've learned that what to tell myself and to give in to certain things, and I've written that down already. I have that here too, but I'm just going to reiterate it. Give in to feelings and let them play out. And they will go away. They will go away because I'm telling you, I could be in the living room on the chair and be like, okay, let's go. Get up. I do stuff, and I'm starting to do stuff, and all of a sudden I get this wave. That's what I call it, a wave. I gotta write that. Crazy. I get a wave of dread comes over me. And I'm a different person in the moment. I give into it. Let it be. And I come out and back on my own that way. And I'm writing this down because these are the tools that I use that I didn't write everything down yet because it's a work in progress, thinking about all these things that I use and, that I come up with and I use in my brain that and that's why I'm writing it down, because these are the tools that I want to give you. So there are so many things that you can do and so many things you can fight this. And that's why I'm excited. Like I said, I'm excited because I've been on the other side, and I've been on the other side, the bad side and the good side. There's a happy medium. You could come so far with all these things put together. If you have a puzzle piece, right? You have 5 pieces, and it's a puzzle piece of 6 pieces, right? You have all the puzzle pieces together. You're missing. You go to put the puzzles together, and you go to put the puzzle together, and you're missing a piece. Oh my God, where's the 6th piece? It's a 6-piece. All right, so I got interrupted by Jennifer calling me, so I just lost my whole train of thought. So I'm going to end this video now because I feel like you guys got the gist of what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to say, and all of that, and what my intentions are, guys, okay? If you have any questions, write the questions down. If there's anything that you want to talk about, that you want me to address, that you have issues with, like I said, I'm not a therapist. No, 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 no. I don't pretend to be a therapist or anything. Yes, I research. Yes, I look into things. I'm very knowledgeable because I've been in therapy for so long in my life. And all the things that I will say right again, a disclaimer, all the things that I say are my opinions and my opinions only. My opinions only. So you don't have to take my advice or anything. So there you go, guys, okay? So I hope you guys are excited for this creating your own sanctuary, guys. I hope you are, because I am. I look so forward to this. Like I said, look forward to maybe one day this week, me coming back with my first session. If not this week, it will definitely be next week, definitely, or over the weekend or something. Very, very shortly, guys. Everything is still going to stay the same with my quotes, with my what's for dinners, with my vlogging. So it's just going to be more content that I'm doing, guys. Okay, so I love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because when you subscribe, it really helps my channel grow. Don't forget to hit that notification button with that bell so you guys can be notified every time I upload a new video. Like and share and comment down below. And please, please share. Please, please tell your friends. Share this video out, because I wanted to help people. I want to help as many people as I can. I just want to. So please, please share. I so, so, so appreciate it if you would share. Thank you so much for coming into my home with me, into my life, into my sanctuary, and creating with me, guys. I love yous. I want to just tell you, I'm going to be doing these little things too. I'm going to say this one right now. You are so loved, guys. You are so loved. Know that. And I mean you're so loved by yourself. Love yourself, guys, because that's where it comes from. If you don't love yourself, you can't love others. Okay? Love you guys. I'll see you on the next video.